Chesterton High School. I want to welcome you to this morning's professional development with a compelling story affecting all students at CHS, Graduation Pathways. We are now in year 2 of Graduation Pathways, and in response to your feedback, the Guiding Coalition asked me to create this informational broadcast. By the end of this presentation, it's my hope that you will develop a better understanding of graduation pathways and can reinforce its importance to your students. As you already know, all students must now graduate from CHS by completing all 3 required components of graduation pathways. Within each of these 3 areas, there are many options for students to fulfill these requirements, but all students must complete at least one of these options from all 3 areas in order to graduate. The 3 requirements are: first, a Chesterton High School diploma; second, employability skills; and third, post-secondary readiness competencies. But before we progress further, you may have heard these 3 areas referred colloquially as buckets. However, we ask that instead you refer to these areas as requirements. Instead, because this term reinforces their importance, since they are graduation requirements after all. Let's begin with requirement 1, the CHS diploma. The standard diploma type for CHS graduates is the Core 40 diploma. The Core 40 diploma at CHS requires students to earn at least 40 credits by graduation day and includes requirements in English, math, science, and a number of electives. Additionally, students wishing to challenge themselves, who likely intend to apply to many universities, may earn the Academic Honors or the Technical Honors diploma. Both diplomas require students to earn at least 47 credits, with additional requirements beyond the Core 40 diploma. Students earning the Academic Honors diploma must complete all of the Core 40 requirements, but must also earn 2 additional credits in math, 6 to 8 credits in a world language, 2 credits in fine arts, and graduate with a B average or better. Additionally, students earning the honors diploma cannot earn any qualifying grade lower than a C. In addition to these requirements, students must complete a combination of either dual credit, AP, or IB courses over their high school careers, or obtain a qualifying score on the ACT or the SAT. Students who earn the Technical Honors Diploma must complete a Career and Technical Education, or CTE, pathway that allows students to earn 6 dual credits, meet the same GPA requirements as the Academic Honors Diploma, and either meet all of the Academic Honors course requirements or earn qualifying scores on industry standard exams. Students who earn the General Diploma also fill requirement 1 to meet graduation pathways. However, very few students opt out of the state standard Core 40 diploma. For more information on diploma types and how they impact graduation pathways, please feel free to contact any one of our school counselors who will be happy to assist you. For more information on requirement 2, employability skills, I'd like to hand it over to our business affairs correspondent, Manny. Manny?
Before graduating from CHS, all students must demonstrate employability skills. There are 3 ways in which students can demonstrate that they have these employability skills, and they must complete one of these before graduation. They are project-based learning, service-based learning, and work-based learning. Students can demonstrate their project-based learning skills by taking courses like computer science or computer-graded integrated manufacturing, civil engineering, and architecture, 2 of our PLTW courses, or Trailbound. Students earning the IB diploma can meet this requirement by completing the IB Extended Essay. Students can also demonstrate employability skills through service-based learning. Students can meet this requirement by participating in any extracurricular or co-curricular activity at CHS, or complete a service project like the Eagle Scout project, a 4-H project, or a CAST project through the IB program. Work-based learning skills can be demonstrated through earning the Governor's Work Ethics Certification as a senior, obtaining outside employment at any time during high school, or participating in an internship. Approximately 160 seniors this year are able to meet this requirement using their internship. The most common ways for students to meet this requirement is through participation in extracurriculars, internships, or outside employment.
Manny, I have a quick question. Students who join a club or a sport during their freshman year, can they meet this requirement that early?
Great question, Rob. Yes. They only need to complete the documentation that these skills have been demonstrated one time throughout high school. So taking care of it early is strongly encouraged. That's it for me. Back to you in the studio, Rob.
Thank you, Manny. That was very informative. Now, for more information on Requirement 3, we will turn it over to our senior correspondent, Pat. Take it away, Pat.
Thanks, Rob. The state provides students with the most flexibility to meet Requirement 3, and as a result, it can also be the most confusing. There are 9 ways for students to demonstrate their post-secondary readiness and fulfill Requirement 3 and graduate. All students must meet this requirement in at least one of the ways we will review today by the time they graduate from CHS. The first way students can meet Requirement 3 is by earning the Academic Honors Diploma or the Technical Honors Diploma. Last year, 35% of our students earned the Honors Diploma and met this requirement. The second way is to earn a high enough score on the SAT. Students must earn at least a 480 in reading/writing and a 530 in math. Students can choose to take the SAT more than once in order to meet this benchmark, but our SAT day in March is certainly the most common.
Pat, can you tell me how many of our current seniors met the SAT benchmark?
39% of our seniors met the SAT benchmark this year, which is one of the reasons why we have so many resources dedicated to improving student performance on the SAT, and also providing other opportunities for students to meet this requirement using one of the other options.
Another question. How did the DOE come up with these scores?
Well, Rob, the College Board, the creator of the SAT, established these scores as the minimum for college and career readiness, and believe a student who earns at least a 480 in reading and writing and a 520 in math are at least 75% likely to earn a C in freshman college courses. The next option for students to meet Requirement 3 is by taking AP courses, IB courses, and/or dual credit. Students who meet Requirement 3 with this method must take at least 3 of these courses throughout high school and must earn at least a C average across all of them. For these purposes, a 70% is considered a C. Additionally, at least one of these 3 courses must be in a core content area in order to fulfill this graduation requirement. CHS offers 23 AP courses across the curriculum and the full International Baccalaureate or IB diploma program. Next school year, we will offer our students about 60 different dual credit courses with opportunities starting in freshman year. With so many opportunities, most students meet Requirement 3 using dual credit courses. Students who take a dual credit course but do not sign up for dual credit are not only missing out on free college credit, but also may miss out on meeting this important graduation requirement. One of the best ways for our staff to help students graduate is to ensure every student taking a dual credit course registers with Ivy Tech or one of our other university partners. The fourth option to meet requirement 3 is by completing a CTE pathway. Using the same word pathway to describe an option within graduation pathways is certainly confusing. But in this case, a CTE pathway describes 3 courses in a sequence. The 3 courses are a principles course, then a concentrator A, then a concentrator B. Many students complete the CTE pathway while attending one of 24 half-day programs like building trades, dental careers, or welding. In addition, CHS offers 20 additional CTE pathways for students to choose from based on their own interests, and students can begin taking these courses in 9th grade as well. Many of these courses are also dual credit, and as long as students earn a C average across the 6 credits, they can meet requirement 3 as they fill their schedule with elective courses they're interested in taking.
Pat, what if a student doesn't take any dual credit courses? Or if they did not take any CTE courses as electives? What do we offer these students?
In addition to all of the course offerings I've already mentioned, we also offer 4 CTE pathways through our online partner Edmentum. Now, these online courses are not like credit recovery, and many of them are quite rigorous. While students cannot earn dual credit by completing these courses, they do fulfill the state requirement for graduation. But that's not all. Students who fill out a state-mandated form declaring their intent to enlist in the armed forces after graduation may use their SVAP score to meet requirement number 3, as long as they meet the federally required minimum score of 31.
Now, Pat, I thought over the last 2 years, many seniors were able to take the ASVAB here at school and meet requirement 3, even if they had no intention of enlisting in the armed forces.
That's true. Even though last year was the first year that all students were required to graduate with graduation pathways, the state determined that going forward, only students who actually intend to enlist would be able to use their ASVAB scores. The 6th method for students to meet requirement 3 is to complete a locally created pathway. 11 locally created pathways have been developed by school districts around the state and can be adopted and modified by other schools as well. Starting in the 24-25 school year, CHS will offer the civic arts pathways to students interested in pursuing a career in either performing arts or the visual arts after graduation. The final 3 options for students to meet requirement 3 are very uncommon at CHS, but are worth noting for informational purposes. They are obtaining certain benchmark scores on the ACT, which a student would elect to take outside of school on their own, obtaining an industry certification from an approved list, or participating in a federally recognized apprenticeship. Many of our half-day CTE programs offer the opportunity for students to graduate with these industry certifications, but they meet that graduation requirement whether they earn those industry certifications or not. While about 160 seniors participate in our internship program, very few students at CHS would meet the requirements to obtain an apprenticeship through the Federal Department of Labor.
Wow, that was certainly a ton of information, Pat. But what happens if a student doesn't meet any of these requirements? For example, if they don't take any dual credit classes, or they earn below a C average in CTE, what happens then?
Well, in these cases, we would apply for a graduation pathways waiver. Only in requirement 3 can students obtain a waiver, and we must demonstrate that the student has made 3 faithful attempts to meet requirement 3, but has failed to meet that graduation requirement by the end of their senior year. Last year, 17% of the graduating class obtained a graduation waiver. Last summer, the state limited the number of students who could obtain a graduation waiver without it negatively affecting a school's overall graduation rate. For the class of 2024, 9% of the senior class can graduate with a waiver. If any more than 9% of the senior class graduates with that waiver, then our graduation rate is lowered by the corresponding percentages above 9%. Also, the waiver rate for the class of 2025, our current juniors, is 6%. And for the current sophomore class, it's only 3%. This recent change is one of the major reasons why we are offering so many opportunities for students to meet Requirement 3. As a reminder, students have 9 different ways to meet Requirement 3, and more importantly, we are able to provide students with choices as to how they meet this requirement.
Thanks, Pat, for that very thorough and informative review of requirement number 3. Hopefully, this presentation has allowed you to better understand the graduation requirements that our students must meet in order to graduate from CHS. Thank you again to our 2 correspondents for providing their expert review as well. Have a great day, everyone.